different subjects and uh, moving around different techniques, exploring, like the Santa Maria here off the Azores. So, as we ask this question about purpose, there was a guy named Viktor Frankl, and long story short, he survived Auschwitz and he wondered why. So it led to these questions about purpose. It's a great book. It's depressing and uplifting, of course, in its finale. It of course, it leads to other questions, and that leads to what is my purpose with art. Now, when I was younger, the purposes evolved. And as I grew as an artist, the purpose evolved. The purposes evolved. They were financial. They were also expressive. They were more focused on ideas about marketing and making a living. So those purposes led my art down different avenues, and I wound up painting ships in a maritime antique shop and getting a lot of customers. And from there, that's when I started really doing the business of art. So I was there for about 5 years. Then I went to another place because a guy who liked my ship paintings owned a big furniture store. So I went down to this furniture store, and I started working with interior designers and started doing abstract paintings, and I worked there for 5 years. Then I went to an antique mall and did restoration for a little over 3 years. So my purpose was always changing. My structures, my instruments, my education was always changing. And then I took a hiatus for a couple of years, and then I came back and started working on crazy stuff, like developing my own implements. This is just a drawing one. I have a whole box full of stuff for painting I'll get into later. But then I started doing plein air and abstracts on mirrors. I started doing abstracts on mirrors in the junk shop. That's why art takes you places. Hey, Francis, I want you to do an abstract on this antique mirror that broke. It has a broke frame, BROUQUE or something, but the corners broke, BROKE. Huh? You want an abstract on that? Quantum leap. Same thing with the furniture store. I walk in there the first day. Do you do abstracts? I haven't even set up the easel yet. And I'd never done an abstract in my life. And I said, sure. Do I do them? If she said, have you ever done one, I guess I'd be lying. Right? She said, do you do them? I said, yeah. I mean, I've done everything else. I have a background, so I was never into them. I never done, and I had never really done one, actually. I'd never just, and that was a whole education in itself. It was amazing. So this idea of purpose gets down to, okay, I do one painting for one customer, then I do another painting for another customer, and then I do this because I like that scene, and I'll do this because I like that scene. And then I realized that I can do a whole course with illustrations, and I paint a bigger picture or draw a bigger picture is what I'm doing here. And all these illustrations have the entourage effect. I did a segment on this effect that explodes into it. All these pictures explode into into each other, and I have a narrative for it that has exploded also. So that purpose of my art has exploded into purposes beyond art, like quantum physics and perception, light and all that, although they're totally related. As well as giving just personal satisfaction and expression and getting the emotion out of your art when you're doing abstracts. Is that what I want to do? How about Jackson Pollock? Maybe he was really angry when he was throwing that stuff around. And I had a lady, an interior designer, tell me to get that sentiment out of it. We need this to match the couch, Francis. We don't care, we don't care about any of that other stuff. This has to go with the room. Particle weight, E equals MC. Square it off. Abstract, real, you name it. Complementarity, ubiquity, uncertainty, polarity, right? They're all incorporated in art, but they're hidden because we think it's about math. Well, it is, but not the kind of math